Hello, I'm Dom and I'm a startup guru. I help people go from idea to app. And in this video, we're going to talk about go-to-market strategies. To kick off with, why do you need a go-to-market strategy? Whenever you're building a product, it doesn't matter how good you design it, how good you build it, how good your infrastructure is, how good your logistics or operations are. If you don't have your go-to-market strategy buttoned up, it's all for nothing. This is the key part on how you're going to get users into your product. And ultimately is the answer to, will people use my app? Let's get back to the basic question. What is a strategy? Strategy is deciding what game you're going to play, who you're going to play, and how you're going to play it so that you can win. Basically, how can you take what you know and have today to deliver value to users in a way that you learn and gain more so you can deliver more value at the next stage? In strategy, you have to consider the short term and the long term. For example, look at Chromebooks. In the short term, they had cheap hardware and cheap infrastructure for educational purposes. But in the long term, as those kids graduate and become working adults, they're familiar with that infrastructure and hardware, so then they can sell the premium version of it. So next, how do you build a strategy? Start with what you have today. Who's in your team and what can they do? What resources do you have? It could be a case of documentation, it could be a tool, could even be a template spreadsheet. You also have to think about what do you not have today that will be useful to you further down the line? And how can you get there by using what you have today as a stepping stone? Once you have those items, align them with the top level vision and purpose of your organization. If there is any item that you want to put in the strategy, but it doesn't clear that criteria, then you need to get rid of it. So, what is go-to-market? Go-to-market is getting in front of the right people with the right value proposition. You need to have a compelling story to tell so that you can convert them into customers, users, members. Movies do this by showing trailers at the beginning of other movies. Knowing what space your target audience exists in means that you can take your product to them, and that's just as important as bringing people to your product. So we can bring together what is strategy and what is go-to-market to answer the question, what is a go-to-market strategy? To start your go-to-market strategy, you need to figure out who you're going to deliver value to. And this is a decision. It's important if you're starting out to focus on who are the lowest of the low-hanging fruit. You can figure this out by doing persona work and going out and doing user interviews. There are 2 videos on my channel on those very subjects, so go check them out. Once you've identified your target audience, you then have to figure out how do we bring them into our circle. That is both digitally and physically. One of my clients works in the e-commerce space, and I went to an e-commerce expo as a way of getting the word out about our product. So you do those 2 things. Now, you may not acquire users straight away, but what you are going to be able to do is refine your language and iterate on your pitch. And what you're looking for is a value proposition that directly talks to the motivations, the goals, and the pain points of those users. So here's a few tips. It's always about delivering value at every level. So that could be a free email newsletter or a free resource online, but that could also be a feature or a full product. Understanding delivering value at every level means you can convert from the easiest, cheapest level up to the premium. Don't focus on competitors. You aren't going to win by playing them at their own game. Rather, you need to build your own game that they can't play. And you can only do that by understanding target users better than anybody else. If your tactics and implementation are too difficult or too expensive, then you're not going to get stakeholder buy-in. You need to have everyone else around you. And lastly, your go-to-market strategy needs to align with all other strategies. It needs to align with the product strategy, the marketing strategy, the sales strategy, etc. Having all these things aligned means that the different departments don't pull against each other trying to reach other objectives. And that was my video on go-to-market strategies. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. If so, a like and a subscribe would be massively appreciated. If you want to know more about how to create go-to-market strategies, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thanks for watching.